Good day. My name is Chris Wilkins. I'm Senior Director at Casa Palmera, and welcome to our virtual family program. As you can see from the covering that I had on my face, we live in extraordinary times. We have taken many measures in this organization to protect your loved one, the staff, the visitors, the vendors in this building, as well as anybody else who comes in contact with us from this brutal pandemic. The very purpose of what we're doing today is to make available to you virtually what we would normally make available to you in person. On a normal family program day, I would see 50 or 60 of your faces in the audience and be welcoming you in person. But today, in this new day, in this new normal, this is our best hope of connecting with you to empower you as family to take care of yourselves and to take care of your loved ones. Now, I thought a lot about this before we began, and I thought to myself, in terms of what we treat every day, mental illness, addiction, all the things that we address, what is a family really about? A family, I would suggest to you, is the functional equivalent of what we hope for so much in this pandemic, which is an effective vaccine. A vaccine that will immediately arrest the spread of suffering caused by addiction or by mental illness. You are our best hope to get around and surround the illness that your loved one is suffering, to halt it completely, to break down the isolation that it causes, to break down the hopelessness that it causes, to break down all of the negative impacts that it may cause. There is, over my experience of decades, no greater, more effective inoculation than a loving, empowered, educated family. I always like to tell a story about the power of family. Sometimes they range from individual stories to group stories, but today I want to tell you a very special one. A couple of months ago, not too far from here, in a beautiful place, a building near a golf course, where you could see the pastoral scene of the golf course, and then way off in the distance, the Pacific Ocean. An old man entered a country club, and as he came in on his walker, it was clear that every staff person in that building knew who he was. They had seen him there many times before. And he made his way slowly to a single table. There was nobody else there, by a window, in the sunshine. And he had in his hands a small box. And he carefully placed the box on the table. And then he sat down. And he was alone for half an hour, 45 minutes, 50 minutes, and the staff stepped away and just watched him sit. Very soon he opened the box. It was a birthday cake for his wife, Jean. And the significance of the event to the staff that was in the room is that they remembered him through the years that she was sick, carrying her into the room, wheeling her into the room, sharing a meal together, sharing their love together, sharing the simple joy of being with and for one another, no matter what the challenge, no matter what the adversity. She was to him everything. She was his family. Within minutes after he opened the cake, people started to file in. Their children, grandchildren, cousins, friends, and they all gathered, and then the wait staff came over, and they celebrated Jean's birthday. Jean had passed away a couple of years before. She was not in the room physically, but she was in the room. She was with each and every one of them. She was with them as if she were sitting there physically. That is the power you have. That is the meaning of what you do together. That is the purpose of this program. to give you everything we have, every bit of experience, every bit of professional knowledge, so that you can be present to celebrate the recovery of your loved one. I wish each and every one of you well. I can't impress upon you enough how important you are to this process and to the journey of recovery that your loved one will engage and flourish in. I am honored to be able to introduce you to several of my colleagues today who will give you those skills, give you that knowledge, give you all of those tools to find your way as family. God bless you. I commend you for the work that you're doing. And it's now my pleasure to introduce our first speaker, my colleague, David Grey.
I'd like to thank you very much, Chris, for that heartfelt introduction. And, you know, it's an honor for me. My name is David Grey. I'm one of the therapists here with Casa Palmera. And it's a real honor for me to be associated with people like Chris. His passion and love for the work and for what we do here is very evident, as it is with all my colleagues, which you'll experience during our virtual family program. And, you know, I'll be doing a few of these groups with you, and I'll be giving you several sayings that I've learned along the way. I kind of like to say I have 1,000,001 favorite sayings I've collected over the years. I'm somebody who's in recovery myself and have been for quite a long time. And subsequently, I've gone on to work in this field now for about the past 25 years. And there's several things that are true about this. And one of them that I've learned is time doesn't heal, doing the work does. And undoubtedly, you're here today watching this virtual family program because there has been some real pain and suffering in your life, undoubtedly, that's occurred over the years, whether a result of challenges with mental health or problems with addiction. And one of the things we want to do today is be able to help you with understanding and acceptance of everything that's led here, as well as understanding and acceptance of everything that needs to be done going forward from here, so that you truly have the hope of healing and the hope of recovery, and to know that things can truly be different than they've been. There's really good sayings in recovery, and among those that I like so much is, you know, if you do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always got. Nothing changes if nothing changes. And we really hope that this family program helps you with understanding of the various things that need to change in life so that we truly begin getting different results and different outcomes in the healing journey. And I kind of also like to say it this way. All of the conditions we treat here are undeniably have the potential to be life-threatening. Yet, without exception, if we do our part, healing not only can happen, healing will happen, and will have a positive outcome, meaning we'll learn how to engage in effective disease management so that the pain and suffering and loss and heartache that these conditions once brought will become manageable, and we'll find that we can live a life free of the negative aspects of both mental health problems and complications related to addiction, and truly find a way to develop a life of meaning, value, and purpose that really becomes characterized richly as having a sense of power, strength, and control in it. So, kind of in closing, what I hope that you're able to really take away from this family program is a much deeper sense of understanding, again, of what has led us here to this place, as well as what needs to be done going forward, so that you know and you have the hope of that there is truly a way to find an end of suffering and for the beginning of hope, and the life of a hope that is free of the negative consequences of problems related to mental health and or addiction. And I'll be starting off here in just a minute with a group called Emotional Regulation. We're going to talk about the role of feelings and how that's led us all here today. And that will be followed by many of my colleagues presenting to you many different aspects of the healing journey. And I've worked in several different treatment centers over the years. And I also do want to say that my colleagues in this treatment center is the best clinical team I've ever had the honor and the privilege of working with. And I like to say that I don't say that because I work here because that's true. And it's an honor to me to have you here with us today. And we're going to certainly do our best to exceed your expectations. And our hope is that you get more than what you're expecting or hoping for out of this virtual family program. And we're going to go ahead and get started. And as Chris said, I want to say God bless you. I'm glad you're with us. Let the healing begin. Thank you.